happy Sunday morning. Today I'm gonna spend the day gardening, and the first thing I wanna work on is trellising. I have not trellised up anything in the garden in a hot minute, and things are growing very beautifully, but also very out of control. So I'm gonna start off with these tomatoes right behind me. I wasn't sure what type of tomatoes they were because all of my labels were stolen. So I was just hoping that they would all turn out to be dwarfs, and I think some of them probably were and others were indeterminates. So to get them a little bit more under control, I'm gonna be using some cotton cooking twine. This is what it looks like. It's finally perfect weather for gardening in the low desert. Now that it's December, we're finally hitting temperatures of 70s and 60s. In the front yard, it's still a lot colder. Here, it's fresher because of the shade cloth. Hold on, let me throw this away. And I love it. I feel like I could just stay here all day and I wouldn't mind. So that's what we're gonna do today. There's a lot to get done in the garden right now, especially since the temperature started cooling down. It's like everything has fresh breath. Everything's like reaching for the sun and growing like crazy, which means I need to go through and trellis things because some of the vines are getting a little bit out of control, and I like to keep things looking nice and tidy. This way it just looks nice. So the first thing I'm gonna do today is trellis up all these tomatoes. These are 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not gonna count this one because these are tomatillos, but I have five barrels of tomatoes here, and I even have fruit on them, which is really exciting, but they've started falling over because the fruit is getting kind of heavy. So I'm gonna go through with some cotton twine and I'm gonna start staking them up. And I'm gonna put on my gloves just in case, because what if there's a hornworm or something? I was hoping that most of these would wind up being the dwarf tomatoes. That way, because those are just a lot smaller, the indeterminates you definitely have to stake up, but because my tags got, well, not even mixed up, they went missing because of the rats. I had no tags left and I was just left guessing, trying to figure out what the tomatoes were. So I have a few stakes in here. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it's been working so far. And all I do is I tie some string on one end. Hold on. Tie some string just like this. Where are those naughty kitty cats? Okay, then I start coming through and weaving the vines in and out. Sort of like the Florida weave method, but just not as organized. Definitely not as organized. Okay, so like that. Oh, so like this. I did behind. No, let's do like this. Sometimes I just go back and forth. Just like this. So you see the fruit is still dangling here. It's not pretty, it's not perfect, but it's gonna keep things up because the plant is still putting out more flowers, and as it continues to fruit up here, the whole plant's gonna start falling down. And these days it's been getting a lot windier here in the low desert. So I wanna make sure that the plants don't start breaking off as they're loaded with fruit. I'm a little bit nervous, and I hope that there's no hornworms here, because the other day my husband came into the house and he was like, "Star, come over here, you're gonna be so grossed out." And I was like, "What?" And he showed me this huge hornworm just snaking around in the front yard, and we just left it there because there's birds all the time, so we were hoping that maybe they would get to it. Oh, Uh-oh. Okay, now I'm coming over to this one. Yeah, this one completely, ooh, well that's probably why, because it's loaded with fruit. Oh gosh. Maybe I need to add at least one more stake right here. Yep. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pause right here because these are looking fantastic, but I think I need to take some of the weight off of the other ones. So I'm gonna go get my harvest basket and we're gonna grab some tomatoes. Where are my pruners? Ah! Ow, 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 ow. Ooh. Ooh, that thing hurts so bad. Ow. That thing's dangerous. Ooh, that's stinging. And now it's bleeding. Great. Where's my pruners? I had them here the other day. I have my harvest basket here. And I'm going to... Oh, I guess I didn't even need the pruners. Look at that. That is the most beautiful Roma tomato I've ever harvested. They never come out this pretty. This one's a bit of a different story because the whole plant has just fallen in on itself. But I can see a tomato over here. It looks like it started splitting. But look at it. It's so beautiful. It's stunning. It started cracking a little bit, but still gorgeous. And I think okay. And then there's another two. I wish I knew exactly which ones they were, but I don't trust the tags that they have on right now. So you can probably see how much this one has fallen over. So I probably need to add at least one more stake right there. Maybe somewhere right here. Okay, now I'm gonna start stringing it along again. This is definitely not my favorite way to trellis because I feel like it's not very secure. I'll show you a couple of other tomato trellises as I go through the garden that I like significantly more than these, but wait, no, hold on, I need my gloves. I'm too scared of hornworms. Let's see. There's no way for me to untangle these right now. As much as I want to, I might wind up accidentally breaking some of them off. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna hold them up like this. Okay, I'm literally just wrapping things up haphazardly to just add a little bit more support. Shut up. What? I thought I got rid of them. No. No, no, no. Oh, great. Okay. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, and then let me just tie it off over here. Okay, now I just need to go through and prune some of them. But, oh wow. Oh, it looks even worse on camera than it does in person because it is very messy looking. Oh, I do not like this trellising method whatsoever, but I mean, there's nothing else that I can add here at this point. I need to figure out a way to be able to, I don't know. It's not my favorite, but it's gonna work. I just need to come through and clean it up now. Maybe from this point of view, it doesn't look quite as ugly. Maybe it still does. But the one thing that I'm at least happy about is that I can start to see all of the clusters of fruit right away so that nothing's hidden inside of the vines, and that'll make it easier for me to harvest so that it doesn't go bad or get too mushy or mealy. And in the meantime, I have my 4 tomatoes, and I'm just gonna keep the basket with me because as I trellis other things in the garden, if there's anything I need to harvest, I can put it in here as I go. Oh. Oops, sorry. This tomato plant is next, and previously this entire bed was just covered in tomato vines, but they were sprawling all over the place, and I thought they were all dwarf tomatoes, and it turns out that a lot of these are indeterminates. So what I started doing is trellising them up, the trellis that I have here, and they're starting to fill it out so beautifully. And not just that, but once I started staking them up and trellising them vertically, they started pushing out so many clusters of flowers, whereas previously they were just becoming very matted. So, oh wait, where are my other scissors? Hold on. Oh, those are the ones I was looking for. Okay. So these trellises I do like for tomatoes. I build them mostly for vines, but they work really good for all kinds of plants. The thing with tomatoes is that they don't stay up on their own. I have to come in and tie them up every once in a while, but it's not too bad. And they look stunning whenever the tomatoes fill the trellis, because then you have all these little red orbs covering it and it looks magical. So I'm gonna do this one up here. And this is one of the trellises that I made. Oh, this is one of the trellises that I made a while ago out of remesh panels and T-posts. At one point I had wood, but the wood didn't last very long, but the remesh panels have worked really, really great. I used to have other ones as well, but those I had to get rid of because I couldn't have things up against the wall, like the really large planters. But this is looking so much better. Ooh. Okay, I have my onions right there. See, I have another branch right here. I'm just gonna tie it back. The one thing about tomato plants is that they tend to get very, very heavy, especially with all the fruit. So the trellises need to be sturdy enough to hold up that weight, and the bamboo stakes do not work well enough. But these, because they have T-post, they can withstand quite a bit of weight, and I've liked them so far quite a bit. They work fantastic. Okay, I'm done tying up. And see, it was very simple, very quick, but it works. This one right here I think might be a dwarf, but I'm not entirely sure. I might add one more stake over here just to keep that one upright. Okay, so I have one of these stakes. These are the ones that usually come with the trays that I buy, and I just like to keep them and reuse them. So I'm just gonna put it in right here. And then I need a little bit more height. So I'm gonna put this one right here too. Okay, now I'm gonna start tying it up as well. There we go. And then another one up here. And that looks so much better. Okay, that looks fantastic.